Hello. Well, it would I don't know, maybe morning, afternoon, night. I don't know when you can see this video. My name is Felipe Jesus. I'm making my video for speaking of the unit 2, if I'm not wrong. This is about passive voice, and I'm gonna talk about what I think it is the best event in the informatic. At I don't know, maybe the last 20 years. In this millennium, it is a pretty big advance in the technology. Of course, in the information technologies, this is NvMe, non-volatile memory express. As you can see, it is this device from here, and uh, I'll start to speak about it. NVM Express or NVMe or non-volatile memory host controller interface specification, NVMe is an open logical device interface specification for accessing a computer's non-volatile storage media, usually attached via PSI Express (PSIe) bus. The acronym NVM stands for non-volatile memory, which is often NAND flash memory. The NAND flash memory is the memory. I don't know if it is. No, we can see this. Maybe at the next image we will see that. NAND flash memory that comes in several physical form factors, including solid state drives. I'm sorry, SSDs, PSI Express, in card, and M.2 cards, the successor to M-SATA cards. NVMe is used by almost every device. These devices uses PSIe as a protocol to implement this device like storage. For NVMe, M.2 is used like connection for the SSD. M2 is founded using the protocol PSIe or PSI Express or SATA3. The most recent version of PSIe is 4.0. While SATA 3 can transfer a maximum of 6 gigabits per second, this is around 550 megabytes per second. I'm not gonna explain the difference between gigabit and gigabyte, megabit and megabyte. We can find that in another thematic. If you want, I can explain it in another moment. Now suppose 2.5 gigabytes are transferred by PSIe 3.0 and 5 gigabytes per second with 4.0 version. Non-volatile memory express SSD NVMe was thought like a new standard for accessing non-volatile memory emerged at the Intel Developer Forum in 2007. The NVMe specification were developed by the NVM Express Workup, which consisted of more than 90 companies, and Verhoeven of Intel was the working group chair. Version 1.0 of the specification was released on March 1st, 2011, while version 1.1 of the specification was released on October 11 in 2012. Here, down on the right, we can see this device. Uh, Today, we can find many motherboards with space for connecting M.2. As I said it, M.2 is this format. This. This card, we can consider it like M.2, as it is there, M.2. But to use that format doesn't mean that we're using PSIe and PSI Express. That is the protocol for transfers. NVMe is the protocol of storage. This is a little big specification. So this connection is used like by NVMe and SATA 3, as I said it here. We can find this format of connection. We can see this is only one cut with the bar of the connection. We see here one line of connection. It has a cut, and the connection with SATA 3, it has two lines cutting there. What does it mean? It only helps us to know what are using us. Currently, we can find this port in almost every motherboard in its version 4.0. Um, Majority maybe 3.0. We maybe will not find 2.0 and before because these are older. It is like SATA 3. We will not find SATA 1 or SATA 2 because it is not in use because it has not any way. So the M.2 is used by SATA 3 and PSI. The difference, what is? It is only the velocity of transference and that we are using some PSI lines and SATA 3 is not using those. It is all what I have to say. As I told before, I think this is one of the best invents in this millennium. At just last maybe 20, almost 30 years. This come to change the life, and I will be talking about this all the day. This thing could be spoken by me always. I love this topic, and it is all. Thank you, and have a nice week.